everyone, Luke here, hope you're doing well. And in this video, I'm talking about my current cryptocurrency portfolio. I thought it'd be a good time to make this video, especially as it seems we're getting closer to the next bull run. Okay, cross our fingers. So the date today, I think it's the 5th of March, 2019, at least when I shot this video. I don't know if it'll be uploaded on that day, but I thought it'd be, again, a good time to make a updated portfolio video. So let's start off with 50%. I am 50%. What am I? Nope, Litecoin. You might have thought I'd be Bitcoin. Most people hold mostly Bitcoin, but I hold mostly Litecoin. Just because I personally feel that Litecoin is very safe, and I think the risk reward is higher. I like the fact that if I need to move my Litecoin, it's like I pay less fees, I can move it quicker, I don't have to worry about congestion on the network. And in my opinion, it's very safe. I also think this next bull run, Litecoin will be a shining star, partially because of the Lightning Network. You know, we're going to have atomic swaps, where as the Lightning Network kind of takes over, in my opinion, you know, we'll be able to, most people don't understand atomic swaps. You'll be able to use the Lightning Network, and you'll be able to send someone Bitcoin using Litecoin. So when Bitcoin fees get high, you can just send someone Bitcoin using Litecoin. Okay, most people don't realize that. And so atomic swaps is very, very important for future Litecoin usage, okay? I talked about in my other video, it dominates GPU mining. The halvening is coming up in August, so we got the halvening. So that's always a kind of bullish thing going on. And I think it's low risk. It's low risk. And what else? It's mineable. It's a mineable chain. Low risk in my opinion, and it's a mineable chain that's more scalable than Bitcoin. So I'm about 50% Litecoin, okay? Second biggest holding, I think I'm about 15% Digibyte. So things I like about Digibyte, it also has SegWit and it will be compatible with the Lightning Network. So another reason is going to be atomic swaps. It's just like Litecoin, it's mineable. It's decentralized. It's less risky, in my opinion, because it's decentralized. I like their dev team a lot. Digibyte, in a lot of ways, pushes the envelope. Like a lot of other coins as upgrades, they don't realize that their upgrades actually came from Digibyte. So an example is Bitcoin Cash. When Bitcoin Cash first hard forked from Bitcoin, they had the hard fork, and then they had an emergency difficulty adjustment. And there was huge gyrations in the block times and the difficulty of Bitcoin Cash, because what was happening is miners would jump from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash as the difficulty adjusted in order to make more profits. So whichever chain between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash was more profitable to mine, massive amounts of miners were jumping back and forth, and there were huge hash rate fluctuations, and it was causing the havoc on the Bitcoin Cash chain. And they actually implemented Digibyte solution, which is where the difficulty adjusts every block. So Digibyte has something called DigiShield, where the difficulty of the algorithm for mining it actually adjusts every block, and this helps prevent a lot of attack vectors. And so Digibyte, they also have like some of the fastest block times for you know, a mineable chain that I've seen. Digibyte's like basically the fastest mineable UTXO chain I think you could basically build. Okay, so it's super fast, scalable, etc., etc. It's super fast, it's scalable, and it does basically everything Litecoin does. Actually, it does everything Litecoin does, but better. Really, it really does. But it has less liquidity. It's not as accepted as Litecoin. Litecoin does dominate GPU mining, so Litecoin has some benefits. Well, I think overall Litecoin is actually less risk, in my opinion, which is why I hold mostly Litecoin. You know, Digibyte's not on the major exchanges like Coinbase or Gemini, whereas Litecoin is basically on every exchange that Bitcoin is. Okay, so those are my main two holdings: 50% Litecoin and 15% Digibyte. So now that we know that, let's talk about the next couple, okay? So about 10% Veritasium. So very. It's Veritasium. What I like about it is I love their leadership. I love Reggie Middleton. I've been following him for a long time. So I love Reggie. I like their innovative products. I like that as far as utility token goes, it's more of a financial one. So I think the financial, less sexy sort of tokens are the way to go. You know, there's so many sexy utility tokens that I think are mostly bullshit in my opinion. Ones that are used for, you don't need a utility token for like a betting platform and etc. Like, there's just so many utility tokens I don't think will take off because they don't solve a business use case right now. You know, they don't solve a big problem. What I like about these financial tokens is they're solving lots of problems, and even if, you know, things like Veritasium and like Populous is another one that I'll talk about, but you know, they're solving a problem right now, and even if Bitcoin didn't moon, if we didn't enter a new bull market, they could still gain traction and have upward price momentum just from the utility of their token and them growing their business models. Okay. So I like that. I like the fact that it's a financial token. I like their products. They're really innovative. But honestly, for the most part, I'm betting on Reggie Middleton. I think Reggie Middleton's a financial genius. And for the most part, I'm just betting on Reggie. Okay. About 10% Vary. Another 10% is I am 10% Populous. Ticker is PPT. So I like the market they're going after. It's a niche market, which is invoice factoring. You know, how many people know about invoice factoring? Not very many, okay? It's not a sexy market, but it's a huge cash cow for banks. And Populous goes right at the heart of the banks' cash cow. And they can solve a lot of problems and save businesses a lot of money. Okay, I like their market niche. I like the utility of the token on the platform. And so the PPT token has a lot of utility on the platform. You know, so many of these tokens, the token might pump because there's a news event, but then people don't realize a lot of these tokens don't actually have utility on the platform. It's like you don't own equity in the company, and you're buying a token that doesn't have any real use case on their platform. It's like you're basically buying air, and you're just hoping the price pumps up because people are too stupid to realize there's no utility, and it's just pumping off of news events. Okay. Whereas with PPT, you know, you have to have PPT to bid on invoices. So that as more and more invoices are on the platform, that locks up more and more Populous out of the liquidity pool. It charges PPT to use the in-house exchange, burns PPT as part of the fee system. And there's more to it. It has a lot of utility. So I really like that. The market niche utility of token. I like that Cliff High likes it. I have no shame saying that I own a lot of these coins as a Cliff High. Cliff High is a very smart dude, and I follow him. The fact that his Webbot reports and the fact that he likes PPT and he likes Vary and Digibyte and Litecoin, that's a big reason why I buy him. Okay, I'm a big fan of them. Okay, so about 10% Vary, 10% PPT. So those four are my biggest holdings: or Litecoin, Digibyte, Veritasium, Populous. I'm not that they're a hedge against each other, right? So like I've talked about in other videos, these are utility tokens, and they're inherently more risky, right? You know, Reggie Middleton could get hit by a bus, and Veritasium would suffer, right? Whereas Bitcoin or Litecoin or Digibyte, these chains, no one's really in charge so much, and they're less risky in some ways. But another nice thing about these utility tokens is that they can hop on any chain. These are ERC20 tokens, but these could be built on top of Polkadot or EOS or Litecoin or Digibyte. You can move these products on there. Okay, so that's the majority of my portfolio is those four. The next two is, I'm not really sure of the exact percentages, but it's Theta, which is like around 5%, or maybe like it's like 2 to 5%. It's Theta token, and then I'm about 1% Pillar. And these percentages, again, aren't exact. If you add these all up, they haven't added up to 100. I think it says I'm actually like 60% Litecoin. So whatever the percentage that I didn't totally add up, just assume that I have more Litecoin. I mentioned earlier it's 50%, but it's probably more like 60% Litecoin, to be honest. Okay, so I like Theta. It's more risky in my opinion because it's not a financial one, and I don't know too much about the Theta leadership, but they have lots of partnerships. So Samsung partnership is a big one. One of the YouTube founders is one of the Theta founders. And it's a really big concept. Theta token could be huge because one of the use cases of Bitcoin and Litecoin and these other coins is that you can mine it, right? And so if you have excess computing power, you can sort of you might as well use that computing power to mine these cryptocurrencies. Well, Theta is basically the same thing, but for bandwidth, right? So if you have excess bandwidth, you have high-speed internet, and you're not going to pay it if you use more, you're not paying more, then you might as well just let other people use it, and then you can earn Theta tokens, right? So that's what Theta's use case really is that it's distributed bandwidth. And so it's a marketplace for bandwidth. If I have high-speed internet and someone wants to do video streaming, I send them, they can use some of my internet, and then I earn money, right? So that's pretty cool. It's like instead of mining, it's like you're getting yield off of excess bandwidth. It's pretty cool. And then on 1% Pillar, and I made, you can refer to the Pillar token I made before this. And so Pillar has some cool things going on. If they win, could be huge because, one of these wallets will win. The problem is that they have a lot of competition, right? So there's so many wallets out there. But 2 or 3 of these wallets are going to really win, and there's going to be probably one big winner. And that it could be Pillar, right? If they win the sort of the one wallet everyone goes to that they start using on their mobile devices as crypto takes its next step. Okay, but cons, they have lots of competition, right? So lots of competition. So that could be an issue. Okay. So that's about it. I'm like 50-60% Litecoin, about 15% Digibyte, about 10% Veritasium, about 10% Populous, then about 2 to 5% Theta token, and about 1% Pillar token. Okay? And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your portfolios are down below, the percentage terms that we can contrast and compare. And as you can notice, I don't buy many coins. Just because I find it's hard to keep track of so many different projects and see where they're at with development and everything. And I like keeping the coins that I really like, more so. I just accumulate the coins that I really like. And these are the ones I like the most for a number of factors. I think they're less risk, higher reward. I like the fact that Cliff High likes a lot of these coins. With his Webbot reports, and just him as a technical sort of computer programmer. I like the communities of these coins. I like a lot of other coins as well, but these are just the ones that I've chosen to have for now. And if some of these coins moon, I probably will take some profits. A coin that I do want to start maybe accumulating is OMG. I don't have any OMG right now. I sold it all for Digibyte like 6 months back. But OMG is a coin that I might start accumulating that I'm interested in. Another coin that I like that I might start accumulating is XMR Monero. I like Monero for the most part. I like OMG coin for the most part. Any other ones? PayPi is one that I'm watching. So PPP. They're similar to Populous in a lot of ways, but I think Populous is ahead because Populous has a lot of invoices. And basically with PayPi, they're waiting on the Canadian government. They don't have regulatory approval yet. So it's just like a waiting game. So I think Populous is ahead. So I don't own any PayPi either. But if PayPi goes live and they actually start having invoices, I would consider maybe moving some of my PPT to PPP, just because I want that passive income, right? So that's one I'm watching. Celsius Network is also one I'm watching. I don't have any of this coin, Celsius Network. But this is an interesting project. It's like a decentralized way. They're going to have like full audits with their smart contracts where you can earn income on your coins. So what I could do is I could deposit all my Litecoin or a part of my Litecoin onto their platform, and I could earn like 6% interest. That's an interesting project I'm watching. Any way that I can earn interest off of my coins like Litecoin would be big to me. So that's another one. Anything else that I'm watching? There's other ones obviously that I look into once in a while, like Salt token is another one. Although I don't really like the utility factor about Salt, but I have a small loan with Salt platform. I must say I've been pleased with their services so far. My only thing is I don't want to own the token because I don't like the utility of it. It doesn't have enough utility right now. But if they introduce a lot more utility for the salt token, you know, I might consider buying some salt. Other ones I watch are like Komodo. I look into KMD is an interesting project. What are some other more common ones? That's about it. There's also, maybe I'll make another video for coins I don't like. Okay. And so that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, put your portfolios down below and we'll see what you guys have. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.